Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Antiheroes Anonymous, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time joining us. I'm Ethan, and I'm the Dungeon Master for this 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons show!
The fade out there was on point.
Nick, do you want to go ahead and do a couple character introductions, or start them off at least, and then we'll do announcements and a recap and get into it?
Sure. Hi, I'm Nick. I play Sir Thaddeus Hammerlock, the Human Vengeance Paladin.
I'm Kay. I play Harmony, who is a tiefling wild magic sorcerer.
I'm Zach, and I play Zant, who is a human fighter ranger.
I'm Melissa. I play Mara, who is a human rogue swashbuckler.
So we premiere our episodes on YouTube every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Throughout the show we use a variety of custom items as well as a custom wild magic table, so be aware of that as you're watching. The music comes from BattleBards, TabletopAudio, and Incompetech. And the character portraits, which you'll see on the character cards in the top right corner of the screen, were drawn by an artist named Carrie Peach, who goes by @CarrieDraws on Twitter. You can check the video description for links and information about everything I just mentioned and more. And then you can follow us on Twitter @AntiheroesAnon for more information about what we're doing and when. Yes. So, a quick recap, and then we'll get straight into things. I was debating mentioning the project we're working on, but I'll save it until we're closer to...
Yeah, save it.
Let's see, so a recap. The Night Hag Mother Midnight is making her presence known once more, causing a bit of trouble for relatives of the party. So the party put together a plan to reach her in her lair on Malbolg, the 6th layer of the Nine Hells. They have traveled to Sigil, the center of the planar multiverse, according to many, to secure papers of safe passage through many of the Nine Hells that they are going to traverse, as well as a Yugoloth navigator for their ship. Recently they learned more about a ancient and legendary vessel known as the Sea Devil's Curse, which is was said to be treasure-laden and captained by an ancient giant pirate and things like that, but also tied to Mara's grandfather. So following up on those leads, they found the Sea Devil's Curse lying in wait. In the vast
Experience different things.
Not going into it.
Please
In the vast expanse, and they put in preparations to board the ship and storm it. Enacting their plan, they took out many of the guards on the deck of the ship swiftly. Some standouts from the plan were Hunter riding on a flying Bianco, which is pretty cool. Sorry, Zant.
Very slow flying beyond.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the invisible Pegasus, which Mara was riding on. Landing on the ship and breaking down the captain's doors, you found yourselves face to face with a ghostly figure, the ghost of a giant named Captain Ire, who began to tell you of the woes of his life and why he has been seeking out a treasure known as Fornart's Fortune, the last piece of which Mara had on her, and convincing you to give him that last piece of the treasure. He took it in hand, spoke a few words in Giant in a loud booming voice that almost seems to shake the massive vessel, and then tossed the coin into the stone coffin that occupied the center of his chambers, in which lay the bones of his ancient love, Helblindi, and a multitude of these barnacle-covered coins. The barnacle-covered coin that you gave him hits the pile and clangs against the rest of the coins. Clang, 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 clang. And for a second it seems as if nothing is going to happen. But then there is a palpable burst of energy as almost all of the dust that is in this room, and there is a good amount of dust, seems to float up in the air for a brief moment. And then you watch as, one by one, the individual coins in the coffin just begin to disintegrate into ash and then blow away in the wind. And with each coin that blows away and turns into ash and just disappears, you watch as little bit by bit the skeletal form within the coffin begins to regain the proper shape. Whereas, you know, a femur bone might have been up by the skull before. It drifts its way down and connects with the other parts of the leg. And then, slowly but surely, skin begins to form up over the body. And are you done yet?
3 more to go, actually.
Skin begins to form up the body, this dark charcoal color that you recognize from the other fire giants you've seen before. And finally, as the last coin disappears into ash, you see that the long red hair of typical of a fire giant seems to flow out of the skull, and the figure who is now lying in the coffin takes a deep breath, and you see the chest rise, but the eyes do not open yet.
So I wonder if it landed heads or tails.
It's too late to tell.
So, what's the captain's reaction right now? Is he just like?
That scared me. I was like,
Is he
is
playing
there
the,
a cow
he's playing
in
the
here?
instrument?
Yeah, how is the captain?
Captain Ire, after he tossed the coin in, you could see his eyes went wide with anticipation as he watched the spectacle unfold. And when the giant figure in the coffin takes the breath and the chest begins to rise and fall, you can see that probably could he cry in his undead ghostly form, tears would be welling up in Captain Ire's eyes, and he drifts slowly down towards the body and places a ghostly hand on the giant's cheek and just strokes it gently and speaks a few words softly in giant.
I send a message to Mara. I don't know how this is gonna work.
I really don't care, and I don't want to picture it. Ghost and
Not ghost.
not ghost.
Yeah.
After a brief moment, Captain Ire seems to remember that the rest of you are in the room.
We're all just.
And turns to the group of you and says, I would assume he will not wake for some time.
Does he need more help?
Captain Ire looks down again at him. No, he lives, and that is what I sought. But his soul has been apart from his body for millennia. I would not be surprised if it takes some time for him to awaken once more. I will sit by his side for the moment, but I did promise you some things. And so I will deliver on those, because you have given me the greatest gift you could possibly have given.
No big deal.
And he shakes his head and says, it is a big deal. It is.
Look how big he is.
Probably the biggest deal of our lives.
Deal.
Yeah, it's a giant deal.
It's a giant deal.
Given me everything I could have wanted. And I don't look lightly on favors owed. So we had discussed what? You want the treasure in the belly of the ship. It is yours.
Don't forget freedom for some of the crew.
Yes,
We
you
need
will
to
recall
talk to
when
them.
we
Deal with the
discussed,
devil.
It's
Yeah.
not something that is
Right, right.
directly within his power
Yeah,
to
yeah.
give you.
I forgot. Are we gonna employ your contact for
We
that?
haven't talked about that
Okay.
because somebody doesn't know about it.
No, I'm not. This is like players. I just
Yeah.
didn't because it's been a couple weeks.
I think
right?
that was something I have up my sleeve if we need it.
Okay.
Okay.
But the captain is gonna help us try and deal with the being.
Yeah, but it sounds like he might be indisposed for the moment. Well,
Who is the
The
captain?
captain,
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
As I said, I myself cannot lay a finger on
But the ship
the
can.
creatures that reside within the belly of the Sea Devil's Curse. But, well, as you learn, and he kind of eyes your wounds, that is, because I think you took a pretty
2
solid
crits, right?
beating.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. He eyes your wounds and says, as you saw when you alighted on the ship, she can take care of herself, and she will aid you if I will it to be so,
Alright.
which
Can
I
you-
shall.
Sweet.
Point us in that direction.
The creatures you seek
There's
lie
more than one?
very.
There's more than one?
There is one, a leader of their kind. His
Uh-huh.
name is Bazaar. Beazeth. And he employs many bodyguards and servants. But they keep to the very depths of the ship, the area where the crew is not allowed to venture. It was one of the conditions of their employment that I not inform the crew of their existence down there. There are perhaps some things you should know before you venture into the depths of the ship. They guard a device. They call it the planar engine. It is part of what has allowed the Sea Devil's curse to slip in and out of the planes as it does. Powered by the contracts Bazaar has secured with the crew, it is able to enter the ethereal parallel of this world and vice versa, as well as transport itself to the river that unites many of the lower planes. And this is how I have collected so many pieces of Fornion's fortune. They guard that device. And so you will find that down in the room where they live.
Are they needed to run it?
He shakes his head and says, I think not. I think as long as the contracts sustain its power, its fires will roar.
That's kind of concerning though, right? If the contracts are the power source and we're looking to
To
subdue
cut off the
them.
power source. Yeah. We
Like,
want to break those contracts
we want to break
to set
the
the crew
contracts.
free.
Yeah, but if we break one of many contracts, if we only care about a select number of people, right, then maybe it's still okay. But I don't know.
Also, Captain Ira doesn't really need this ship anymore.
Right, and one of the other things is that we were going to talk about captaining the ship.
I don't think that's.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the size of this thing.
Yeah.
He's from here originally. Well, why would he care if he can't leave anymore?
As I mentioned, I have no need of this ship anymore.
But we have no need of this ship either.
Well, I mean,
Because
this ship
we
is-
have
But
we,
it would
we have the drowning kiss.
Yeah, I think we're clear to destroy this engine if we need to.
Yeah,
If it comes to that.
yeah, I think so. But yeah, don't know.
Especially if we can rescue Grandfather.
They did bring it here. It wasn't originally on the vessel. It is possible it could be transplanted.
that's interesting.
But if it's powered by contracts,
Maybe if the contracts still exist, I mean, you can just potentially put it somewhere else. I don't know.
We'll consider this once we.
Yeah,
Once
maybe
we've
we'll
met
have to
the others.
investigate a little bit further and then make some decisions.
Should we rest first? Says Thaddeus, who's still got like a black eye from the ship,
Short-
from the
short
ship
rest
hitting
or
him in the
long
face.
rest?
A short rest.
Short
okay,
rest.
yeah, we can take a rest.
It is unlikely that the devils will have emerged from their hold down below, so you should be clear to rest.
Okay.
You may make use of any chambers on the ship you wish.
Okay.
And he kind of gestures you towards the door, but isn't kicking you out if you have more you want to talk about.
I mean, maybe we should leave the captain,
Yeah.
Yeah, give them
give him some
alone
privacy.
Yeah, except maybe do you have a map of the ship so we can find our way to the things that you promised?
A map, not so much, but I can guide you. From the main deck, there are hatches that descend lower. The crew will know that you can speak to any of the crew and tell them you have my blessing, and in fact they should believe that considering you're not dead now.
Okay.
From those hatches
should
you can
believe that
descend down to
considering
the
Conceded.
you can descend down to the lower deck.
Well,
On the lower
I know
deck
that.
there is a stairway that leads to the depths of the ship where the crew is not allowed. There you will find my considerable treasure, which is yours to take as you wish. And at the very back end of that chamber, you will see a pair of wrought iron double doors. through those doors, you will find the creatures you seek.
Are they locked? Why did I ask? Never
Yeah,
mind.
She doesn't even have to roll to
I know.
unlock doors.
Yeah, and he thinks about it and says, I wouldn't actually
That's
know.
my
It's
point.
been so long since I used a door.
Good one. Okay.
Alright, let's go take a short rest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Boy, for him, that's practically giddy.
And you see that as you leave, Captain Eyre sort of floats over and sits astride the coffin and just puts a hand on the cheek of the giant that is seems to be almost sleeping peacefully in there. And as you leave and close the door to that chamber, you just hear him whisper the name Hellblindi lovingly, and then door closes.
Okay.
Yep, short resting.
I'm gonna roll my hit dice.
D6s.
Is Mara's grandfather up on the deck now?
Yeah, I think that you would probably, as you're coming out after having this conversation, see that Maps, who you will recall was the quartermaster on the Bon Natali, has brought Anton up from the bottom deck, and there's some things that are different about Anton from the last time you saw him. He looks like the same sort of jovial old man that he once was, but his skin now looks like unhealthily cold and clammy. And then he has sort of like a mollusk-like shell that
Your
is
roll.
encasing his
Is that
left
your roll?
No, I
shoulder.
haven't rolled yet.
And weirdest of all, dangling from above his gray hair on his head, down before his forehead is like a lantern lure from
Oh
one
my
of
gosh.
those like
Anglerfish?
anglerfishes that just kind of pulses with a soft, warm yellow light. And he sees you from across the ship and rushes towards you with Maps on his heel. And he's kind of like wearing his nightwear as well, so I imagine he has like one of those like pom-pom nightcap things that he's wearing, which has like a hole cut in it for the angler lure, which
But not
bobs
the
back
weird
and forth
teeth,
as he
right?
like runs towards you.
Not the weird teeth.
No, he doesn't even
Okay,
have the
good.
weird teeth. He just has this weird angler lure.
Okay.
And he runs up to you and embraces you, and he just says, "Oh boy, here comes." I hadn't worked out a voice for him yet, so what will it be? Okay. He says, "Mara, it's good to see you." And he just wraps his arms around you. He says, "But what are you doing here? It's insanely dangerous. Don't you know that?"
Yeah, well, things have happened since you last saw me, Grandpa Bob.
And he kind of like, he as you're hugging him, he like feels how strong you've become, and he like kind of grabs at your bicep. He's like, "I can tell. This is incredible. You've grown so strong." And he gets a look at the group of the people with you. "And who are these people?"
Yeah, this guy whipped me into shape.
I think there's a joke in the scene, but I love it.
Okay, I introduced the gang.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you. We've
You've
never
heard-
met any of Mara's family before.
You've heard stories.
Well, only good ones, I hope. The pleasure's all mine.
And it was.
Well, I take it by the fact that you've just emerged from Captain Eyre's quarters that you met the man himself, and he gives like a little salute.
Yep, we're not dead.
No, I noticed. That's fantastic. That's really all you could hope for.
There's a chance we might be able to help you and your crew.
And he kind of like tilts his head to the side. Really? I mean, how? I mean, not that I think that we have it bad here, but
We're going to
I mean-
work out the details, but we've got really big bargaining chips.
he says, "Well, I mean, I'd love to hear all about it. I don't know how much time you have. Are you staying aboard the ship for a little while? Did you work a deal out with the captain? Is that what's going on?"
We did.
He's
There
actually
was-
a real nice guy if you give him a chance.
Yep, there was something you wanted very, very, very badly, and we were happy to oblige. I say that with grimaced teeth.
Yeah.
And so then he kind of gets a little bit serious, and he draws you off to the side, and he whispers, "Oh, so you gave him the coin then?"
Yes.
Okay, and there's like kind of a knowing look that comes into his gaze. And
Because he gave it to Mara, right?
it was in the box
Yeah.
from her mother.
Her mother.
Yep.
Okay.
I see. Well, I mean, considering how powerful the captain himself is, and how foolish it was for you to really come here to begin with, that's probably a smart choice. And so did it work? Did
It
it
did.
happen?
It did.
I think it being called a fool for coming here, that is.
He
kind of-
doesn't seem like he means anything.
Oh,
by
okay.
it. Like he's not. Like it's almost a compliment. In his
Okay.
book, you know?
I see.
Like
Because
You
he
were-
knows.
Oh, gotcha.
you were daring enough to pull off something like
Mhm,
that, and you made it out alive. Like it's foolish, but it's like
Gotcha.
it's not a bad thing to him.
So, would you like to get rid of this thing?
Oh, you know, I come to.
It's very
you know,
distracting.
I don't mind it actually. He kind of like buzz. The thing is, it doesn't turn off at night, so it's kind of like a built-in nightlight. I don't even have to light a candle if I want to stay up and read.
You read a book?
So,
Wow.
Captain Iyer has a collection of a fair few. They're all really old and written in giant, so I don't get much out of them. But, I like the way the runes look. You know, they're pretty.
So, all the treasure is ours now.
Oh, what?
Yeah. And how would you like the boat? How would you like the ship?
Well, what do you mean? I mean, it's fine. It's everything's a little too big for my taste. It's a little bit difficult to man the sails and things like that. It takes about 3 times as many of us, but
But you know how to do it.
well, yeah.
There you go. We are gonna get
Well,
it
you're,
right.
you're serious. How would I
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
ship?
Ready for it.
Yeah. The ship.
Captain Iyer's just giving it away.
It's mine now. Well, it's ours now.
And he kind of like looks appraisingly at you. Well, that's incredible. I mean, I'd take it, but and then he gets close to the group of you again, and he whispers, "But I actually think this ship might be alive."
Yeah, we know it was kind of squishy when we landed, but we're working on that part too.
We just need to get rid of a few stowaways.
And he kind of like throws up his arms and he just says, "Well, I mean, if you're all capable enough to persuade Captain Iyer," and he kind of looks around at all the bodies of the crew on the deck, "and make short work out of these landlubbers, then I mean."
I'm so sorry.
He looks around at all of them and says, "No, it's okay. I didn't like any of those ones anyway. you didn't get any of mine, and that's what matters." So,
speaking of that, do you mind if we ask him about the
Yeah.
contract?
Oh. That's not all I was going
Oh.
to You go ahead.
I
Not
mean,
at all.
okay, so, I forgot his name. What's his name?
Anton.
Anton. We were gonna free you of your contract. So what does that entail?
oh, I mean, I guess I assumed if the ship was yours, then that meant I was free to go. I don't know. What do you mean?
There's another matter that we have to attend to. There's to remove the contracts. But what's yours specifically?
And he kind of furrows his brow and he says, "Well, the same as everyone else on the ship. We were all dead men when Captain Iyer and the Sea Devil's Curse found us. For one reason or another, some were, stranded out at sea. Their ship had been wrecked, and it was, sign on with Captain Iyer, or well, you can drown. In my case, it was, well, I'm dying of the plague, and here's Captain Iyer. He can extend my life, So sign on, and there
So
you
if
go.
we clear the contract, are you still going to?
Well, that's why I say I assumed if you work things out with Captain Iyer, then I should be good to go. And he kind of gives you a hopeful look.
I guess I'm wondering, like, if the contract's done, is his extended life also?
What you're getting without even like an insight check is that he does not know
He
about.
doesn't- yeah, and so I'm like kind of asking Mara now for approval of this because, right? If his extended life is the contract
Yeah.
and we clear the contract,
Well, I just assumed we'd go down and clarify what the being that holds the contract before we do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know if Anton can tell us anything useful.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of
Is
so.
there
Yeah.
kind of a role
My
I can
insights
take
are is that they're
with
not going to be around anymore.
I know.
my
I know,
knowledge
but-
of devils and contracts to see if I would know the answer to that question.
Like if you cleared his contract, if he would die.
If it would, if that meant
Um,
he'd lose his
I think this
longevity.
would be more of an Arcana check.
That's what my guess would be. I'm pretty sure the contract is granting him extra life for service.
21.
21. It would depend on really how the wording of the deal that Ire struck with the devil was.
It
right?
would really depend on the deal that Ire struck with the devil
So,
and the
Sure.
wording.
what I would want to glean from Harmony then, if she's telling me about it, is does the power of this devil also increase the amount that a contract can have? Because like maybe a lower level devil, like a lower power devil
okay.
can.
With Harmony's role, then, even lower level devils,
Even lower level devils.
you know, even the lowest on the
points?
hierarchy, if they have the go ahead from the archdevil, who is way up the chain from them,
Mm-hmm.
can grant incredible boons.
Okay.
So an imp could grant an incredible, like very powerful magical boons to a mortal, as long as that power was stemming from an
As long
archdevil.
as
And
that
then,
power was stemming from an archdevil.
There's so much I don't know about these worlds.
so it really depends how high up the chain this goes.
Okay. Interesting.
Goes all the way to the top.
Okay, so Anton, we were just gonna kind of relax a little bit because the battle was hard on some of us.
Yeah, you look a little bit beat up there.
So
Oh, look at you, Mara. Not a scratch on you. That's incredible.
Same.
That is like picking splinters out of his cheek.
Yeah.
well, some of us aren't as seaworthy as others, so.
Well, my crew sure trained you up right, so that's for sure.
So you were gonna say something though.
I wondered if, do you know Constance Holt? Is she here?
He thinks for a second and then says, "I remember the name. I think that she might have been one of the folks that Captain Ire offered the option to.
Mhm.
I don't. He kind of like is trying to suss you out a little bit and like figure out like whether he needs to be delicate or not.
Oh, okay.
And he finally just says, "I don't think she signed on."
All right.
Hmm.
One less contract to worry about, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, you would kind of.
So pragmatic.
Well, Thaddeus has already avenged her. He's like,
Yeah.
if he could do something for her here, he would. But he's already done his part as far as he's concerned.
I don't remember how much you picked up on it when you were with Constance Holt, but she had a little
All
bit
of
of a
it.
death wish.
Mm.
And so yeah, when the contract was offered, she didn't take it.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
I guess now knowing what you know
Yeah,
might
when
be
we
a good
first
thing.
met her,
Yeah.
she was like, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she was like one last sail out to sea or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, when we got her at the taverns, right? Going out in a blaze of glory. That's right. Huh,
The more
okay.
foolhardy the mission, the better.
Well, are we, so I guess I'm going to ask everybody, are we going into reason with these entities? Or are we just,
Isn't it just information gathering?
is it?
For the moment.
Okay. Sure. Well,
Let's go.
if we're ready, yeah.
So what, you're gonna go check out the treasure?
And
Yeah.
that.
And that
And that, yeah. Might as well grab that before we
might just be weighing
cause
us down.
cause a ruckus. No, I mean,
Oh, that's right. You can just put it all in the bag. Yeah.
right here. So,
Bag of holding.
might as well do that
holding,
first
and
before we
holding.
cause a ruckus.
I like the image of you just like going to the treasure room and just like dragging the
Yeah.
bag through the piles.
Luigi.
That's not what we've been playing.
Spiders getting sucked up.
and all the money, the bills.
Yeah, when you get a bag of money.
That is
Little
what's
did
gonna
you know,
happen.
Captain Ire is actually a golden ghost.
Shine a flashlight at him, quick.
Yeah.
Who's got the
You just
gust?
get Anton to do it.
Who's got the gust of wind cantrip?
I do.
Control
really?
weather.
I do.
Wow.
It's part of my my amulet.
Let's do it.
I really want to see
Yeah.
Harmony's reaction though when we go into the treasure room.
Dollars. Scrooge
Can I
McDuck
just
dollar
swim
signs.
through
Dives into it.
Dollar sign.
Okay. Yeah. So
Frozen.
we can look at the treasure if it will motivate Harmony before
Yeah.
we go meet.
I'm
Anton, would you-
motivated.
Anton, would you mind showing us
It's
the
gonna
way?
be frozen and like
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
paralyzed.
not. I previously, I guess, wasn't strictly allowed down there, but if what you say is true,
We have the captain's permission.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
he
He's
just kind
playing
of.
my theme song.
Yep.
I've been very
He-
well behaved today.
Leads you down a hatch, which takes you into sort of the central floor of this boat, which is illuminated by like torches that sit in sconces and glow with a sort of a soft blue light. They're clearly magical, otherwise they would not have survived underwater. And this is where things like the outward-facing cannons and like the crew's bunks and things like that are. And you're led through this level, and then just before you're about to hit a pair of double doors, there's a stairway that descends downwards.
Sorry,
And-
question.
Yep.
Did that count as a short rest, or have we not
Yeah,
taken
you
a
can have
short
taken
rest?
a short
Okay.
rest. Yep.
Just wanted to make sure.
And then once you descend down the stairs, there's actually like no one posted on guard there. I guess it was just sort of assumed that people were afraid enough of the captain that they weren't going to go down there into his treasure. And it seems to have been working.
Okay.
Mara, on your way down, you notice a few other crew members who you had spent time with growing up, and they all kind of like give you a sleepy-eyed double take.
I go
But once
punch a couple of them in the arm.
yeah, once they see that you're with Anton, they I guess sort of realize what's going on. You see they get all like big smiles come to their faces. Some of them get up and hug you, or you know, like give you a little hair tousle, you know, that sort of thing.
Hey.
Once you descend down the stairs, you are greeted by a room of incredible size. So on a normal ship, this would be, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So like 70 feet. But this ship is almost 3 times the scale. So it is like a 200-foot wide room. And the mast kind of descends down into the ship here. And piled around the mast, this is normally where like the cargo hold would be for a ship. But piled around the mast is the largest treasure hoard you have ever seen.
And it's all ours.
It is just everything from coins to expensive looking works of art, you know, like paintings and statues and like crowns encrusted with jewels and things like that. And there's gems that have not been put into jewelry or anything yet, and some of them are like the size of like a fist, you know, they're just huge.
Harmony, I think I'm
And
gonna
it just
cry.
spills out across
So-
this room.
I
I'm
think
gonna.
this will fit inside the bag of holding,
There
you
you go.
guys.
It will not.
As I shouldered Mara, I said, "Man, the exchanger from that coin is really good." So can I
think
do?
I better get my rat army.
I'm gonna run in to the room and jump into the pile of gold.
Yep, with a clatter. Clink, 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 clink. Harmony just disappears.
Okay. Can I look for magic
So
items
satisfying.
like non-gold?
Do you have like a detect magic spell?
No, I'm just looking for
I
like
do.
items that you know.
And I will
or
cast
you want
it.
to cast it? Okay. So maybe with
As
that.
As I'm
I'll-
swimming through the gold.
Yeah. The periscope.
You find several blips of magic, and you sort of pull them out and inspect them, and they are a wide variety of magic items in sort of that like common, uncommon range. None of them are necessarily particularly useful to an adventurer like yourself. They're sort of more like daily life use magic items, things like that. But with all of the magic items that are here, all of the coins, all of the gems, all of the works of art, you with your appraising eye, taking a minute to like get over what you're seeing, would assume that this treasure is worth approximately 100,000 gold pieces.
Just gonna hold on to my belt buckle
How
real
much-
quick.
Wait, how much do we owe the devils for the paperwork?
Like 11,000?
Not like a fraction of this.
And then how much? I mean, we did say we were going to do a favor for
notebook.
Ciel, and
It's in my
Ciel does
notebook.
get a fraction of the treasure we find. Was the
In the
hells?
hells.
In the hells.
This is all ours.
Okay.
I do not have my notebook,
Oh, yeah.
but I believe it was about 11 to 12,000.
What?
But that was also for 5, I think.
What are
That
you?
was
We don't have to
including.
share!
That was including
Not
balance.
this.
I know.
Yeah.
So I think it's.
Oh yeah, because
I think it's about 10.
10.
It was like a fifth. What was it?
I felt like it was like close to 20,000.
No,
but
it wasn't that much. It was like between 11 and 10 and 12, I think.
750 per layer per person.
750 per layer per person.
Yep.
And we needed 3 layers.
So
Yeah.
that's about 2250 total per person.
That's 9,000.
Yeah. Okay. So with valiances it was about 11 something, which is what I was
Yeah.
remembering.
Okay, so
Just,
9,000.
so it was just about 10,000.
And then you'll recall that they were offering you the ability to trade
Soul
coin
coins.
for soul coins, which are what will be useful in the house.
And they were going to
And
give
it's
us
like 100.
soul coins for buying this package deal or something. Yeah.
Does Bianca count as a person? Do we need papers for Bianca? We probably should have asked this at some point.
It's unclear.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, we should have asked.
Let's get enough for Bianca just in case.
Well, I think we should get as much as we can in the bag and then have the crew members haul it to the Drowning Kiss if we're not thinking about
I don't
taking
think this will fit on the drowning kiss either.
as much as we can.
The drowning kiss is very small.
Right.
I mean, why not just keep it here? The crew knows it's ours.
Mm-hmm.
Be an excuse to visit Grandpa.
You could
And
take
I can
something
bring
from
us-
here and teleport.
Yeah, I can bring us back to this place anytime.
Okay.
You just tell it to go down to the bottom of the ocean, and it's the world's safest bank.
That's true.
Yeah.
If I take treasure from here, does that count as something
I'd say
taken
so.
from here? Good. I find the biggest red ruby I could find,
Yeah, it's like this big.
and I just stuff it in my bag.
Great.
Your it won't fit in your bag.
It won't fit in my bag.
Because you just have like a small side bag.
That's
right?
true.
1,000.
I find
can't-
the
I
biggest
can't
red
carry it
ruby I
all.
can find that I can carry in my
Mhm.
bag.
How much?
We have it though.
Yeah, I
at
mean,
our
how do
disposal.
you want us to mark this on the sheet then, or on the bank? Like,
I mean, you can just write like,
100,000
make a separate
on-
like bank
okay,
tab or
Sure.
something like that.
yeah, I can do that.
I'm sure we're all gonna want something from it as a memento.
Yeah.
You can probably take about, I don't know, like 25,000 of what's here.
Which is about what we had before, so I guess we were pretty tapped out then. Okay.
I'm gonna look for the most sparkly bangle I can find. Take it with me. That's what I want.
Thaddeus is gonna look for a diamond ring.
There are many.
I will help you pick one out.
Is he obvious about what he's
Is he
looking for, or is it
presents
just
for
kind of
your
like
family?
stoically picking through the pile?
I think he's gonna ask for Harmony's help because he knows Harmony has an eye for sparkly things.
I do, and I can tell which ones are magical because I cast detect magic. So I pick out all the magical sparkly rings,
Okay.
and I lay them out in a line in front of Thaddeus.
There are a couple magic rings that have diamonds in them. Like I said, they're all kind of like minor enchantments on the magic items here. There's nothing of use to the group of you, but if you wanted to work out what minor magic enchantment might be on this ring, we can
Okay.
talk about it.
Yeah, I'll write that on my sheet. Ring
There's
with
one
diamond ring with minor magic.
that looks like it's like
Basically, this treasure hoard is expansive enough you can just tell me what you want to find, and it's
it's. I think the design though it has to have some kind of like circle design, so it looks like a moon.
Yeah. Well, we've also got to consider the fit. I think
That
it's
can be arranged.
Yeah.
Also, if it's a magic ring, it'll probably automatically fit to her.
true. Anyway, you've got your motivation. I've got mine.
What are you gonna pick?
Oh, I don't need anything. It's fine.
For your family? Bubbles?
No, it's okay.
They would like
Okay.
something. A necklace or
Um,
a tiara?
I would look for maybe like a small animal figurine, like a very well decorated like animal figurine or something.
Yeah, there's some of like a variety of different animals.
Yeah,
There's ones
probably
made of
one
silver,
from-
one's made of gold.
Yeah, I would probably find one that's like maybe jewel encrusted that had that was from like the main continent. It's like an animal that's not on the Elder Champion reaches.
Okay.
Very thoughtful.
Like a I don't know, like a lion or something.
Sure, yeah. Or well, lions are on the tiger,
that's
and
true.
stuff, so maybe something that's a little more exotic that wouldn't get a giraffe or something or
Like
something.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, maybe like a dinosaur or something. Maybe like a couple of them.
Okay.
Like a lizard, maybe like a bird
Yeah,
of some
there's
kind
a
or
set
something.
of
Or...
animals. I think.
Yeah,
in
okay. I would
different
take- I would
types of
take the
metals with
set-
different gems.
All right, I'll put on.
Make a point of
Yeah,
not running
animal-
it down.
Yeah, okay. So attuned magical items. I didn't need a new sheet. Okay, that's what I'll
I'm-
take.
While I'm helping Thaddeus, once he's picked out a ring, I'm gonna kind of kick the ground a bit and say, "Can you help me pick out something for Eli, please?"
Oh,
Aww.
of course. What do you think would be
I don't know.
would suit him?
I don't know.
Well,
He likes you a lot. What would you like from here?
Maybe like a shield.
What about a brooch? Let's see if we can find some kind of leaf-shaped brooch. He's with Melora, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's look for that.
Perhaps not leaf shaped, but you do find a platinum brooch
Mhm.
that is in the shape of a pair of angel wings.
I'll hold it up. Would this do?
Ooh, that's perfect. Maybe I can enchant it.
Flutters.
The personal touch would do wonders.
Thank you.
They're there. Okay.
And as the revelry of your treasure kind of calms down a little bit, Anton also disappeared into the treasure heap for a little while. Like
Nice.
you finally catch him again, and he's like doing the backstroke in it. It's very spry for an old man.
Right.
You want to know how I picture him? You Disney fans will appreciate this.
Sure.
I picture him as the old man that Jafar disguised himself as, but with normal teeth.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
That's apt. That's good. I like it.
Anyways, as your revelry subsides and you kind of catch Anton doing his thing, your gazes are all drawn towards the end of the chamber, where you see these large iron double doors that just stand imposingly in the darkness at that end of the chamber.
Okay.
We ready to do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we have in front of us, I guess. Let's see here. That's all good. Alright.
Okay, so shall I check to see if they're locked?
Sure.
Check for traps first.
Okay.
You don't even have to roll.
Roll an investigation check.
No, it's Mara doing it.
Is she proficient in investigation?
No.
I
but-
am. Do you want me to help?
Yeah, you do.
Or you can help me, I guess, if you want.
Mine's -1.
You can help me. Alright. I needed it.
Yeah.
That is a 24.
With a 24, you find that the doors are indeed locked. They seem to have a large, giant-sized lock to them.
Should be easy to pick.
Probably not with normal lockpicks, but perhaps there's something you can use.
Your hand.
You don't find any mechanical traps or anything like
Yeah,
that.
okay. Well, Captain said he didn't even know if it was locked or not, so I guess we'll just try and
Didn't
be
you just
creative.
say you find it is indeed locked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying the captain probably doesn't know how to unlock it
Oh,
because he didn't know if it was locked in the first place.
right.
It also looks like these metal doors were placed here. They're not part of the original design of the ship.
Sure.
And they don't seem to be living material like the rest of the floorboards
Okay.
or anything like that.
Interesting.
Okay. Shall I?
You can probably find a couple of lances or something in this treasure hoard that you can use as like big lockpicks.
Well,
Don't you have it in large reduce or something?
wouldn't there be
Yeah.
keys
Yeah.
somewhere that we could get though?
Big key,
Since we own the ship technically now.
Yeah.
maybe.
Why didn't we think to ask the captain?
Well,
Because he didn't
Well,
even
he
know if it
didn't
was
know.
locked.
He didn't know. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Well,
so
I mean, all rooms have doors, as we know.
This is true.
Very true.
Let's see. Well, I guess we could just try knocking. We're here for
know.
information gathering, right?
Yeah,
I
So,
guess
I
we
don't
don't
know.
need the
Are they
element of surprise.
like free wandering, or are they bound? Or
we won't know till we see them.
go ahead and knock then.
Okay. So I'll walk up and I'll do a heavy, giant-sized knock.
Okay. The sound of Xant's rapping on the metal echoes throughout the chamber. And silence from the other side.
Little pig, little pig, let us know.
You want to try to pick it?
Okay.
You just like dive headfirst in with your little lockpicks. Is that the plan?
Or
Yes.
are you gonna use something bigger?
I
Maybe
don't
this
know.
attempt you'll know what you need.
Well, I
There's a couple spears and things like that in the treasure pile.
I've got some.
That's what I said.
I've got some javelins you can use.
and I have
Might be more maneuverable than lances.
carpenter's tools and navigator's tools.
I think either of those will help you.
While
No.
swimming in the treasure, did we find a key?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you're going to use the bigger lockpicks, actually in any case, this is probably going to be at disadvantage just because it's such
Well,
a massive.
what if I
lock.
help her with my telekinesis though? I can hold at least one of the lances in place for you.
Yeah, then she could just do a normal roll.
Yeah, I'll do
Alright.
that.
Okay, so what kind of roll is
Just
it?
a single one of these.
Is it
Oh, so it's not-
lockpicking tools roll, or is it what kind of dexterity?
Thieves tools? Thieves
So
tools?
these
roll?
aren't
These aren't
thieves'
these tools,
tools.
though, right?
No.
It's just
Yeah, what?
I think this is actually going to be
Performance.
a strength check, but you're proficient in it.
Okay.
Athletics is a plus 14.
Yeah, so it would basically be an athletics roll then, since you're proficient in athletics.
oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so-
There you go.
Yeah, it's
So
an
roll
athletic
one.
roll.
Yeah. So just roll a.
Roll it.
It's like a lockpicking check, but with
Hey,
with
that's pretty
strength.
good.
So 27.
27? Yeah.
Yeah.
With Harmony's help,
Oh my gosh.
holding one of these spears in place.
It's like you put it in where you need it, and I'll hold it, and then
Thaddeus
you
probably
can
has
move
to
the
give
other
you a boost up, so you're like standing on Thaddeus's shoulders.
one.
But then you get the
I mean,
other
I'm boosting
spear in
Harmony.
place,
No, because I don't. I'm using
So you can see.
telekinesis. Yeah.
and with practiced ease, you turn the tumblers, and there's a loud click
Oh jeez.
as you feel almost like a release of air from the other side, and it is cold.
Whew.
Icy, chill wind blows out across
Okay.
the chamber.
Well, that worked.
Yeah, I've never felt more like 3 children in a trench coat.
Perfect.
3 kobolds in
Yeah.
a trench coat.
Pizza.
Land shark.
Do the doors open in or out?
Seems like they open out.
Okay, so let's each.
I'll just
grab the door.
telekinesis
Yeah,
it
yeah,
open.
exactly. Or I'm gonna do
Like
that.
I see you guys reaching, and I'm like, no, I got this.
All right.
The doors are thrown open, and the ceiling of this room is probably about 60 feet up. So it's, or maybe, well, hold on, how tall are the ceilings here to begin with? Maybe 10 feet? So there's probably like a 30-foot ceiling. So you can just see the ceiling of this room in the light of the glowing blue torches that sit in the sconces in here. The entire surface of the floor is slick with ice that is reflective like a mirror almost. And more of that cold air just blows out onto you. Pacing around a heavy black metal object in the center of the room, out of which leap wicked-looking blue flames, and each time one of them does, you feel a brief puff of heat before the cold settles back in, are a group of human-shaped figures that are all wearing these bronze masks and wearing armor, and like they have long capes and things like that. Supervising them from a position leaned up against sort of like a stalactite of ice that emerges from the floor is this sort of large, maybe 11 foot tall or something like that, insectoid creature that has this sort of chitinous blue, almost like shards of ice pieced together to make its hide, that then culminate in a heavy-looking tail. And it has a sort of a spear in one hand that it is twirling idly, and these big golden buggy eyes. And then hanging from the ceiling, since you can see the ceiling, in the back of the room, upside down from their claws, with leathery brown black bat-like wings wrapped around them, and big horns curving off of their head, are two evil-looking devil creatures whose eyes, as you enter the room, flutter open. They appear to have been sleeping before. And as their eyes flutter open, their wings sort of unfold as well a little bit, revealing them to be holding these long-pronged pitchforks. And I'll go ahead and place a couple enemies on them.
Just very
Well, we're another enemies, so
Yeah.
that makes our life easier.
typical.
Well, they're not friends.
Did the captain say that he'd be ready, like, right if we engage these fiends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh, look at these minis. Sweet. Is it safe to say that we're going to hell for this?
You make a good point.
I
And
know,
as
lots
you-
of points.
I was gonna make
High
that
score.
joke. You beat me to it.
I feel like I have to tell everybody the story now afterwards.
That's alright. That's fine.
As you throw open the doors and reveal your position, the insect-like creature with the ice shards for a body picks up the spear that it was twirling, brandishes it in front of it, and moves closer towards you cautiously, and says in sort of a chilling, icy voice, "And who do we have here?" And its buggy golden eyes are just unblinking, appraising you as it moves towards you. "It's been a long time since anyone opened those doors." And it just kind of paces the entranceway.
Yeah, new management.
It's good, actually. It's really good.
It doesn't seem to react to that. It just
Well,
stares at the
thanks.
group of you.
I thought it was pretty good. We're here to talk about a contractor, couple hundred,
Oh, you're interested?
interested in breaking them.
Ah, and it kind of like tightens its the grip of its chitinous hand on its spear and says, "I think I understand what sort of visit this is going to be. But it doesn't have to be that way. No, of course not.
Surely not.
Come in. We can talk. My name
That's
is
good.
Basil." And he kind of
Name is, I'm
Basis?
sorry, what?
That's the one that's
Oh,
supervising.
He's the one that
Oh, the
holds the-
supervisor,
yeah.
yeah.
Great, just the devil we came down here to see.
and he just kind of gestures you in. Like he doesn't seem to be making a move to attack. but,
I'm gonna insight check him.
Is there a seat?
there's no seating or anything like
Okay.
that in this room. Just it's trying to like
13.
gesture you into the room a little bit. 13.
I'd also like to insight check him.
He doesn't have deception as a skill.
I
or
have-
anything like that.
I got a 25.
Okay. Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly not friendly, but does at least seem willing to talk for now. So there's no threat behind the gesture inward. Hunter, I'm sorry, Zant.
Present.
You know from talking to Harmony and researching devils and things like that, if this creature can get out of this encounter by making a deal with you, it probably will. But whatever deal it makes won't be good for you.
Okay, so I will respond to him and say, I think we're fine right here for now.
As you will. That's fine. So, what is it you had in mind regarding these 100 or so contracts?
I I just was interested in reading the fine print. Do you have them lying around anywhere we could just take a look?
It strides around the other side of the pillar to get a little bit closer to you and says,
Sorry, Ethan, are those 5 pieces, the big ones, the pillars?
yeah, the big ones with
The other...
I should put the map up now at this point.
Now that we're actually using it as a reference.
The big ones with the clear
buttons,
marbles
okay.
on top are icicles that or stalactites of ice that protrude out from the ground. The one in the center with the blue marble is the planar engine that seems to be emitting this blue fire every few seconds or so. The purple marbles are those human-sized masked figures that are marching around the planar engine, and then obviously the creeps hanging from the ceiling are the guys in the back.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
They're not ostracized.
No, they're not. I forget what.
We asked about the papers.
Yeah,
So-
I'd like to read the fine print.
Unfortunately, you'd have to visit my master in his domain within the Hells if you wish to read the fine print. But
And
that
which
could be
master
arranged.
is that? Which layer are we talking about?
Oh, Lord Levistus of the Lair Stygia. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the fine print of the contract is entombed there with him, as it is by his power that these contracts are granted.
Can you give us the Spark Notes version?
He says, "What's in it for me?" Of course, I could tell you as much as you wish to know about them, but there has to be something in it for Basin.
Do you like working here? Do you like staying here?
Oh, it's not so bad.
I bet it's
Good
preferable
chances
than
at promotion.
bet it's preferable than being sent back to the Hells, right?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. Wait, where are my d20s? I don't like this chaos. I can't find my dice. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my dice with chaos on that. 6.
6. Oh, it looks like my screen is frozen.
Oh,
Whatever.
no.
Maybe it'll catch up. You guys aren't frozen, so that's great. He says, well, he had said,
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad here. And, yeah, as genuine as he can be, that seems to be the truth.
I bet it's preferable than getting sent back in shame to Stygia, right?
Oh, with all the souls I've collected over the years, I doubt I'd go back in shame.
Oh, but even if you were, defeated by a bunch of crazy material plane dwellers?
Kind of shrugs and says, well, it's yet to be proven that would even be possible within your power, but I'm waiting to hear what's in it for Basin.
That's what I'm saying.
Thaddeus quietly activates his sword.
What's in it for you is we don't send you back to Stygia. It's that simple.
Unfortunately, that deal's not sweet enough for me, and he just kind of brings the spear up a little bit more forward in more of a threatening posture and says, so you better offer a better one.
I cast suggestion, and I say, I suggest you take it, because it's the only deal you're going to get.
What is your DC now?
23.
23.
Might as well just not roll.
And it's what kind of save?
It's a save that you're really bad at.
Wisdom. I think.
Suggestion, I think, is wisdom, but let me look.
Terrible. It was.
There aren't that many charisma saving throws for some reason.
Okay.
Yep, wisdom.
And your save is 23?
Yep.
Rolls a 21. And you were suggesting that he...
I
gives us
suggest you
business
take the deal because it's the only one you're going to get.
He says, fine. The deal is, as I understand it, I tell you the details of this contract and what you go away.
We don't kill you.
Well, what do you want to know? I'm an open book.
How is it terminated?
I need to roll a couple checks real quick.
Look at the suggestion words! Okay.
Slayer's
Dialect,
really
dialect.
That's funny.
Bazith replies,
With a high five.
yep. The contract is terminated when one of the subjects of the contract dies, or when the physical manifestation entombed with my master is destroyed. And at that point in time,
The physical manifestation of the contract?
Yep.
Okay.
and at that point in time, those of you who are observing the room carefully see the two devils that are hanging from the ceiling. They've looked down at Bazith. They've watched this exchange happen. They watched a spell get cast, and they watched Bazith take a bad deal, and flames begin to form in both of their claws.
Oh boy.
Yep. And they throw two balls of.
Is it a spell?
Nope.
Okay.
They just conjure these flames in their hands and throw them straight at Harmony.
Cool.
Oops. So that's a 15 and a 20 to hit.
The 20 hits, the 15 does not. Thank you. Oh wait, hold on. I can shield.
Yeah.
And then they both miss!
Okay.
Fuck yeah!
Well, they clatter against your magical shield. Sorry, burped.
Thanks for advertising it.
It's like devil.
They clatter against
Like
your
an
magical
echo.
shield, and Bazith looks back at them, confused. Well, I mean, you just suggested he tell you the details,
I suggested he
He
take
took
the
the
deal.
deal. Yeah.
which was to.
Which was to
Which was to tell us.
tell us about the
Um,
contracts in exchange for his life, basically.
Yeah. So I think at this point, he gives them a bit of a confused look, but that's about all that's going to happen now before you need to roll initiative for
Mhm.
the group of devils that are here besides him.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with this.
I was really hoping that would work as parlay magic. We wouldn't
That's
have to
keeping his
fight.
mouth. That's keeping his mouth shut because sometimes when you can't say anything nice, you should not say anything nice.
I was actually very surprised that you didn't barrel into the room saying,
Yeah.
"We need to know this."
So we have to figure it out.
You get points for that.
With lightning speed, the creatures who were hanging from the roof. They're actually second. Sorry.
They
So
continue
who-
to hang from the
They
roof.
continue to hang from the roof.
Who has the
Not on
lightning
my
speed?
game tonight.
Yeah.
It has been 2 weeks.
Bazith is under no. He's not under mind control or anything like that. And he's up first. He is just obligated, as long as your spell is active, to tell you whatever you want to know about the contract.
Mhm.
Like, so he's intelligent enough that like he sees his minions throw some fireballs. He realizes something must be affecting me, but he can't do anything about it. So it is his turn, and he breathes out from his mouth, which is, you see, lined with these razor teeth beyond the mandibles, and a wall of solid ice fills the doorway between you and him.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind of should have gone in maybe.
Kind of what?
Should have gone in maybe.
How thick would
Huh.
how thick do you think it is?
The wall, I think, is only about a...
Yeah, I can't.
Actually, you know what?
If I go. There we go.
He might put it right where you guys are. Well, let me look at the ability.
Uh-oh.
Is it an object?
That you can slice through with your
With a magic sword that's meant for breaking objects?
Okay.
I need to take part action.
Yes, he's actually going to place the wall exactly where you are. So basically through that first line of you.
Mm.
Okay.
So each of you in that first line, Harmony, Thaddeus, and Mara, need to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
And
You
we
get my aura for this.
which is how much?
+5. So I get a good +5.
Go for it.
19?
19 passes.
Very nice.
I'll type the chaos.
Wait, don't you get advantage
What?
from your rogue?
Is it a magical effect?
It is a magical effect.
Yes, so I don't have to type the chaos. Woo.
That's
Marginally better.
14 plus?
What?
14?
Oh, because you added the 5 already.
Yeah.
You screwed me up because I was like, okay, 9 plus 7.
Oh.
Because I was doing it. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 16.
16 total?
16 total.
Okay, so Harmony fails.
Oh no.
The other two,
Oh. You didn't even need to roll.
It's dexterity, so she gets.
Yeah.
If she passes. How much is it?
28.
that's a pass. Yep. So Mara takes
0.
no damage as you leap out of the way, and you can choose which side of this you want to be on. So you could be in the room or out of the room. It's
Well,
up
I'm
to you.
gonna jump in the room.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So move Mara forward one. So Mara takes no damage. Thaddeus takes half of 35,
Is
so
that-
17.
That's cold damage?
Yes.
So I have
half
that again.
And then Harmony will take the full 35 cold damage.
Oof.
But both of you, Harmony and Thaddeus, can choose which side of the wall you want to be on.
Okay.
And Harmony, I need a concentration check
Yep.
suggestion.
Yeah.
From 35 damage, DC would be 17.
Okay.
Harmony gets to go forward or back?
Forward.
Forward.
Yes.
Is concentration a
So
saving
we're all in the
throw?
room. Okay.
Yes.
You get Thaddeus' aura for this?
She would.
Dang.
So. Oh. Okay.
That might still pass though, right?
Just hold on. Let me do math in my head. 13 plus 5 is 18.
18. That passes.
Just
So
pass.
you maintain concentration on
On
suggestion.
suggestion.
And Bazith kind of hisses as the three of you enter the room. His horned devils then, one of them swoops forward. Yikes.
Actually, I'm sorry. Can I change my mind and say I'm outside the room?
Sure.
Since nothing's happened yet.
Like a chicken.
Oh.
One of the horned devils
I got you.
swoops
Sorry.
forward directly in
Isn't it
front of
right?
Thaddeus. Actually, if you want to
Nothing
move
great,
it
but I
5
can.
feet back, it's got reach. So it's going
Okay.
to.
Like next to the piano, actually.
What?
5 feet.
Oh.
Man, this side of the table is making bad jokes. Sorry, guys.
Were you calling me a chicken?
Yes.
Because I moved on the
Yes.
outside. Look at my hit points right now. And I figured he's gonna break the wall anyway.
I will try.
And he goes
I'll do
before
my
I
very
do.
best. yeah.
Keep zooming in on D&D Beyond. It makes 3 attacks against Thaddeus.
Okay.
2 with its pitchfork, which is this very stereotypical devilish pitchfork that just has these wicked prongs on the end. 22,
I will shield that one away.
16,
Misses.
and 24.
All of them fail.
Okay.
Hey,
Nice.
Jeff Thaddeus.
And then the other one, which breaks off of the ceiling and unfurls its bat wings and flying up by the ceiling gets a good view of Mara, and then conjures one ball of fire in its hand, throws it, conjures another ball of fire, throws it, and a third ball of fire, throws it at Mara. So 21,
Hits.
12,
Miss.
and 24.
Hits.
Can she use the gloves of missiles?
I was wondering that, but
For fireballs?
I don't think
Are
so.
they projectiles?
They're not like a physical projectile.
Yeah.
You're going to take
Uncanny
28 points of fire damage total.
Uncanny dog.
Can Shannon?
Oh, okay. So you uncanny dodge 1, so 7 plus 14, 21 instead of 28.
Hmm.
Then you watch as the ice behind Bazith shatters as a wooden piece of the ship rises up out of the ground and will.
Club the heck out of him.
And I think probably one rises up by one of the horn devils as well.
Nice.
We'll say one of the horn devils in the back.
Are they also stuck to the ground now? ensnared or whatever?
The one in the back hits the horn devil,
Right.
and the other one hits.
I want to see him get chewed up and spit out.
A bunch of bludgeoning damage. Okay. Both of them are bludgeoned by the ship as its pseudopods kind of come out and smack them. And you see that the ship, once it connects with them, adheres to them.
Oh, great.
Oh, this is exciting. We
So-
haven't had a battle in a long time.
Did the damage actually take?
It looks like
Bazith and one of the other devils, I think.
one of the horn devils, yeah, the one that's hanging from the back.
Hmm.
They did take damage, but potentially not as much as.
Both of them were resistant?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's the Sea Devil's Curse's turn. Mara, you're up.
Nice job.
I love that the ship gets turned.
I know, it's so good. It's on our side this time.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
Get him, Martin.
All right. So there's a winged guy right in front of me, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna use my whip.
Do it! What's the range on
And
that?
I'll yell from the other side, remember your training, Mara?
She's got 10 feet, so she's well within range.
Yeah, do it.
And sneak attack on it.
Oh, yeah.
You hit. If you hit. You hit him.
I know. I'm getting ready. I know. He loves saying that.
Well, I mean, you rolled damage before hitting many times.
Oh, it doesn't have as much. Oh shoot! But I can't miss. I'm gonna do Master Duelist and roll again with advantage
Okay, do it.
because it's only a 10.
That would not have hit.
Okay.
Wait, it should. No. That doesn't make sense. That's because you didn't add your proficiency bonus, right?
Oh, yeah, you're proficient now.
So you have to add 6 to whatever that is, correct?
So is it 16?
So it'd be 12 if that's 6.
It's going to be the same as your daggers to hit.
Yeah, so it'd be 16. If it's plus 12.
Would a 16 have hit?
16 would not hit, no.
Okay. So it's still
Okay.
So
So,
it's
so,
tough
Alright.
five.
I get advantage with my Master Duelist.
So you
There you go.
whip once, and it collides with the skin of the devil, but the skin is hard. It looks like it's almost like made of rock or something like that. And so you withdraw the whip, and you go again, and what was it this time?
It's going to be a
19 plus.
plus 12, so
Oh, yeah.
31.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so if I'm proficient, it does an extra 1d4 damage. So that means 2. I get to
No.
roll 2.
Yeah, 1d4 for the regular whip, 1d4 for the lightning, and then
That's
all
okay.
your,
And then all your sneak attack.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure before I had a little note there because I wasn't proficient yet, but now I am.
Now
So
you
that's
are.
why I didn't change the other because. Okay.
Got it.
Oh.
It's okay.
Like stuck to your hand.
Yeah.
Boop.
That one was a little too excited.
Oh, below average.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was, so. Thanks for taking this one for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So 29 plus 6, 35.
Hey, that's
Still
not
not
bad.
bad.
That's good. Yeah.
Pretty good.
it is magical damage.
There you go.
Anything else on Mara's turn?
I think I would like to fly if I still have movement. No, that
Can't.
can't.
You get the,
Can't.
that's an
It's a
action.
bonus
Your
action.
action. But you have movement.
Okay,
Run.
so
Yeah.
I'm going to.
And he can't opportunity attack you because you attacked him.
Yeah, there's no OA, but I am going to kind of go behind one of the pillars.
So like here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then it is Nant's turn.
Okay. With this object in front of me, I will pull out Kusanagi and I will take a swing at this.
Okay.
So I'm
If you
gonna.
don't roll a 1, you hit.
Okay, well let's see if I don't roll one. I have
It
a
has
very
DC
low
5,
chance.
So
I did not roll a 1.
there you go.
Do I need to roll? I don't need to roll damage either, I don't think.
You do, you just double it.
This one is. It says maximize your damage.
Oh, right. Yep.
If it's an object, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it is maximum damage. I don't have to roll. It's was that 17? Does it take the extra damage if it's an object? That's if I roll a 20. So it's 17 damage then.
Okay. You carve a big slash in the ice, and it still is holding.
So I'll take another swing. That's a crit.
Okay.
So that's. Do you want me to roll another one just to see if I lop off one of its limbs?
Yep.
I don't.
No. Ice keeps its limbs. But you carve a big slash into it, and then plunge in again, and that shatters a 10-foot section of the wall in front of you.
All right, and then
leaving in its place though a shimmering mist. So you still.
Okay, I'm assuming this mist is something, but that's okay, probably.
Shoot from back here, right?
Yeah, but I have another swing I can do too.
Oh. He swung and missed.
Is this mist dangerous, or is that just like a flavor thing?
Can't necessarily tell.
This is dangerous. I don't know what to do with this thing. Can I like stick my hand in it or the sword in it and see if it like?
I mean, you stick the sword in it, and like ice crystals form on it.
It's just very cold.
Yep. And then you've got about a second left to make a decision if you want.
Okay,
to
well
go
I'm
in or
gonna
out.
I'm gonna stay back here then.
Okay.
And let's see. If I can use well, I guess that's fine then. I don't think I can do anything else with my bonus action either. So.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna cast a spell. Actually, I'm gonna cast what's that? Healing Spirit.
As a bonus action.
I believe believe it's a bonus action if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Everyone has good
It's
berries.
wherever he wants it.
And then let me just double check. But that is my turn. So let me figure this out and then we can move on.
Okay.
I would put it on Harmony.
The masked figures in the center of the room all
That's a
form
bonus
up here around Bazaar.
They leave the thing open.
And then three of them, the one that did not have to dash, pull from their backs heavy crossbows and aim them through the wall at. Well, I guess only two of them can fire. One of them's behind an icicle. Yeah, I'll let Harmony.
But I'm behind the wall,
Which Zant just broke a 10-foot section.
in front of him. Not in
Yeah,
front of
it's
me.
true. I think like if this part of the wall is gone, then they don't have a clear line of sight on Harmony.
Okay, then they'll just go for Zant. Fair enough.
Grab Harmony. Pincushion.
No, neither of them hit. It was a 17 and a 13.
Just miss.
Bing,
Those
bing,
are-
missed
they
me too.
Bounce off
But
your
they
arm.
didn't. I guess technically they did.
Because I still shielded.
Yeah, go.
Byakko will be more heroic than Zant and leap through and attack the horned devil. Can you do a pounce attack? Can you go back a little bit and pounce?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
When he goes through the mist, he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Is it a magical effect?
Thaddeus
It
is
is a
right there.
magical effect.
Okay.
Yep.
So that is not very good, but he's pretty good at this. So
+5.
+5 Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
That is 25 then.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really good at this.
So he takes
A stripe.
8 cold damage as he
Okay.
passes through.
Okay. Okay, so he's gonna make an attack, a pounce attack. He gets. Did he get advantage on this? 1 second, guys. I don't think so. No. That's not very good though. So 18 to hit.
Just hits.
Great.
Double.
So he has to make a DC 12 strength saving throw if he knocks prone. And I can follow up with a bite attack.
He falls prone.
Oh!
There's a plus 10 to his save. There's a plus 10 to his save, and he rolled a natural 1.
Yes!
The only thing he could have rolled to
Alright,
fail.
Bianco, come on. Alright, so this next one should hit, then that's a 26 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll.
Did you roll at advantage?
I did.
Okay, good.
That's correct.
I didn't see the second time.
And that is above average, I believe. That's
Show off.
plus 10. Alright, so what can I say? My d6 is like me. That is 18. With a bite and a claw.
Okay.
Bianco
Bianco
breaks into him.
does not do magical damage.
He does.
He does?
His claws are magical.
His claws are magic.
Then I will do magical damage. Cool. Anything else for Bianco?
Nope. That's it.
Harmony, it's you.
Oh, I get to heal you though.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah. You go ahead and do your turn, and I'll roll the healing dice. I need to look at the spell because it's not on my list.
I don't know. I'm delirious.
Someone's right for their bath. Right here.
How are the two horned devils looking, or at least the one that's gotten a couple of
The
hits
one that is still up by the ceiling is grappled by
by the ship?
the ship. But the other one has taken a good amount of damage from both Mara and Bianca, and is also prone.
But does he look like he's pretty hurt, or does he look like he's barely scratched?
He's still okay.
Heal for 5.
Thank you! Alright, then I'm gonna shout to the group. Did we get all of our questions answered about these contracts?
I'm satisfied.
Cool. Alright,
Good.
so I'm going to... Hunter, are you gonna run in there with your sword, or are you gonna stay out here with your bow?
I'll probably stay here for now.
Cool. I'm going to cast Banishment at a 5th level,
Okay.
so I can do both of the Horned Devils.
Ooh.
Very good. Charisma save, I believe,
Yeah.
of 23. First Horned Devil. Verdict is only 21.
Ah!
So that will be the prone one, I guess. Second Horned Devil. Verdict is natural 20. He's fine.
Well, at least I got one of them.
I rolled a 20 and a 19 at advantage, by the way. So.
They had advantage.
Trophy?
Can we pick which one
For
to
now.
damage?
That suggestion spell is gone, by the way.
Yeah, suggestion's gone, because I need to concentrate on Banishment now. But that
Because I
is-
think I would have liked to have that one to damage.
well, it's not up to me, it's up to
Oh,
you.
is it to him?
Yeah, I
Okay.
rolled for him first.
Because it's whoever
I see.
saves.
Okay, got it.
Right, I need to roll. See if what magic triggers.
Did you roll that for a suggestion?
What?
Did you roll that for a suggestion? Or that
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Constitution, yeah.
Yes, and I'm going to move to the right, away from
The door.
the hole that Nat made,
Yeah.
so I can hide. And say, good luck, guys! And that's my turn.
Okay. Thaddeus.
Alright. Thaddeus starts walking up to the Blue Devil's spear and calls out, "In the Sanahen's name, annul the contracts."
You didn't like that board tone?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like done with this crap.
What does
It's
it,
like-
what does
we
it
haven't
say?
even gotten to that
It just
yet.
kind of,
We've already
as
done doubles.
you walk up to it, glowing with paladin light, it just kind of hisses and recoils from you.
I expect
Okay.
you to like just drain your sword up again.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a 3rd level smite on this one.
Dang.
Have to get my dice stuff out. I don't remember how much each thing does.
Get trophy set or something like that.
He might come back though.
No, I'm okay with you having it.
With him in
Not-
No,
shape
I mean he
first.
might come
No,
back.
I'm okay with you having it. Let me just keep this clear.
I would like to keep it.
You can keep that point.
I would like to keep it, but I need to hold concentration for a whole minute.
So this is 10 cold damage, which probably he's immune to.
He is. However, when you strike him with... Actually, you know what? I'll save it.
Mhm.
Yep. He is immune to the cold, though.
Yeah.
So you don't have to roll that at all.
And then another 17 radiant. No, more than that. 25 radiant.
takes that in full and
Okay.
hisses with anger at your holy light.
Yeah. Annul the contract. No response.
No response.
It's not really up to him, Daddy.
Like
Super bored. Just,
devils. Oh.
oh, God.
It's
I'm
my
deal with this right
again.
now.
Another 10 cold, which I don't think matters. Does that matter?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
not, just
Nope.
not going to bother rolling that one. Real good radiant damage. 30 radiant damage.
Above average, they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, write it down. Above big.
Oops, I have to do that to the Horn Devil.
Okay. That was Thaddeus' movement bonus and both attacks.
I think on the second one, actually. What happens is, so the first one you hit him with the sword, and the cold damage you can see does nothing. It just sort of crystallizes on his hide. But the radiant flash clearly burns his skin, and he recoils from that. And you see one of the masked figures next to you turn towards you as you go in for the second swing. And as the sword connects with the devil, you find there's sort of a warping of space, and the second attack actually hits that masked creature instead. You sort of see the flash of light off to your left instead of straight in front of you, and that creature dies. So it just kind of like,
Over here?
yeah, it crystallizes with cold. Or actually, hold on. Are they immune to cold as well? If so, it might survive. Nope, they're not immune to cold,
Okay.
so yeah, it dies. But it crystallizes with cold energy, and you can see burns across it as it just falls to the ground and then dissolves into a pool of goo and ichor.
Is that wall of ice still up?
Yes.
Okay.
But Thaddeus is resistant or immune to ice? Or to cold?
Resistant.
Okay, so you would have had to make the Constitution saving throw when you ran.
No, I got
No,
pushed to
he
the
He
other
jumped on
side.
the other side.
I'm asking, did it pass its concentration check on the wall?
I don't think it is a concentration effect.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Hey.
The other round. Yep, it is not a concentration effect.
Doesn't matter. There's a big
Cool,
hole.
there's a big hole in there.
Yeah. It just would have been nice, like, if you need to step through, then maybe that would have gone.
Got it. Ah, I
Alright.
see. Yeah, that's the point.
Vaseth is still grappled by the ship, but it's lucky for him, doesn't need to go anywhere.
Is he restrained?
Nope, just grappled.
Okay.
And so it will make 3 attacks against Thaddeus.
Okay. Do I have any cover behind this icicle?
No, because
Okay.
he's right next to you.
Do you have advantage?
Oh,
on
Baseth. I thought you were talking about Horn Devil. Yeah, go for it.
Nick, do you have advantage on the ice?
Natural
Do
20.
you have advantage on him?
On him, yes, I do.
Okay.
You
Okay.
'Cause I
rolled
can
a
give you
natural
advantage,
20
so.
Okay.
Oh.
with this spear. Wow. On 48, 3 of them were 8s.
Oh.
So that is what, 24 plus 6 is 30. So that's 35 piercing damage,
Okay.
and then I guess I need to do the natural 20 on the cold too. Uh, 22 down to 11 cold damage.
Okay.
As the spear stabs into you, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a lot.
25.
It's a pass. So nothing happens to you, and it will spear you again.
Okay.
But that's nowhere near as good. 16 doesn't hit you.
No.
And then the tail whips around for the final attack, which also won't hit you. So it gets one good spear in and it goes, yes, yes, taste the power of my Lord Levistus, and it kind of stabs into you. But then it's high on the thrill of stabbing you, and it kind of overestimates its next 2 attacks.
Thaddeus winces, but just continues to stare him down.
That's what I would expect.
All the contract.
The horned devils One of
devil.
them is gone. One of them is kind of stuck where he is. He conjures fireballs in his hand and does nothing.
The same ones as before?
Hmm?
The same type of fireball? Like
Yep. They're just kind of burning in his hands. The Sea Devil's Curse then takes its turn.
Yes. Eat 'em. Eat 'em.
Another pseudopod erupts and tries to hit the Horn Devil, but it kind of bats it aside with its powerful wing. Another one comes up and strikes one of the masked figures, and definitely hits it with a 22. And does a significant amount of bludgeoning damage.
Excellent.
Yep. Then it is Mara's turn.
Get him, Mara.
Okay, should I go help that or should I go get rid of it? I can't kill him on my own. Okay, I think I'm gonna move toward Bazaar.
Okay.
Like-
and
Just a little bit or all the way?
that's probably close enough for me to throw my. I'm gonna throw my sword.
Your sword?
I mean my
Whoa! Okay.
my
Big
dagger.
hitter.
You idiots, we all got swords.
What's the range on that?
20? Is it 20?
Depends on if it's Fujin, right?
I think we
Fujin
need
has
to
like
get up to here.
20, 60, right? Or it's like longer
I'm
range.
looking.
Yeah, Fujin's range is doubled, so it's
Yeah.
40 in the short range
Oh,
instead of
then
20.
you were good.
If you're throwing that one. Are you throwing the lightning one or the wind one?
Let's see which one will do more damage.
They do the
Because
same
they're about
amount
the
of damage.
same.
That's
But Fujin can come
But
back.
yeah,
As a
but
bonus
Fujin can
action.
come
Yeah.
back.
the Raijin can jump around.
Without using a
Can I?
bonus action.
Yeah, when Raijin hits, lightning leaps to another target.
Yeah, so if you use Raging,
Yeah,
you could
let's
attack
do
the other
that.
thing.
Let's do that one.
So she's gonna have to be closer.
Let's go.
Alright, which one? Okay, this one looks like.
If you're attacking Bazith, he will have a little bit of cover from the icicle.
Well, can't she move over one?
Sure.
Yeah, she could.
And then he
And
will.
that's probably fine.
Yeah.
Uh, 24.
Hits. This dagger spirals through the air, and just as it is about to strike into Bazith, there's a warping in reality, and it strikes the same masked figure that is being grappled by the ship.
Ha!
Wow.
Ooh, that is. What is it, guys? Above that.
It's
Yeah.
above.
I'm just looking at.
45.
He did.
Nice.
So that masked figure,
Does lightning jump to the
we'll say
others?
it's the one that's on the corner across from Thaddeus. Yeah. That one is the one that the dagger teleported to, and he expires and begins to melt into ichor on the ground, leaving behind only the bronze mask.
Does
And
the
the
light?
lightning?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lightning would then leap to another target. So you can make this target basis if you want.
Okay.
Does she have to roll to hit again?
She does.
$26.
Hits.
Alright, no more.
So this
Sneak
does
attack.
normal dagger damage. 6. It's something.
Little static electricity.
Zant, you're up.
Okay. I will plant my great bow, take
Okay.
aim against Bezos, and I will make a shot at him with. I'm going to use sharpshooter. That is really bad. I'm going to say that one's probably going to miss. That is 17 minus 5 is 12.
Yeah, that does miss.
These ones get shafted. Let's try these ones. That's a crit.
That's a crit.
Okay.
So that is. I'm gonna use goading
Space
attack on this one.
shifts around the arrow and it
Okay, I'm not-
strikes into
oh, maybe.
the masked figure next to
Okay.
Thaddeus. Well, there's one more.
Okay.
You could potentially not call
Uh
it.
huh.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
the last max figure,
There's
right?
two. There's two more.
There's one behind the ice.
Oh, it's behind
good.
Thaddeus. I can't see.
Are those guys
that.
fiends?
They are fiends.
Okay. So this is gonna be. That's 19, 27, 37 plus 4, 41.
41. And is it? It's all magical. Well, actually, it doesn't matter for these guys.
It doesn't. Okay, so it's just.
He hangs on.
What?
Yep.
Fine. Well, I'm firing again. Okay. That is a 33 to hit, Beza?
Against phases? Yeah.
Okay. Is it warping reality again?
The other one. If reality warps around it and it strikes the other one.
Alright.
And you would gather it takes their reaction to do this.
Okay, well, he's this guy. This guy. Let me tell you something about this guy.
The loyal bodyguard.
Is he already hurt, or is he?
This one is unhurt.
He's unhurt. Okay. Well, this one's gonna get a. Let's do a trip attack on him. So he has to make a DC 20 strength saving throw if he knocks prone, or die. Either one's fine.
He falls prone.
Okay. Well, that's 10, 15, 25 plus 12, 39.
Okay. He hangs on.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna action certain fire the other shots. Is it? You have no more reactions. That is 28 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. This one's gonna be a goading attack with the bowstring. So that's a. He has to make 2 saves. One for the goading, which is a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw.
Just missed it with a 19.
Okay, so now he has, I believe, disadvantage on all attacks other than me, against me,
That's good.
until the effect ends, or the end of my next turn. And then the bowstring is a DC 15, but it is 5, which is enervation, necrotic damage, con save. He's probably
Pretty good at these.
pretty good at this.
27.
He passes. Flying colors.
With flying necrotic colors.
Not flying necrotic colors, but I still get damage, so that's okay. That is. Oh. Dang it. 12. That's still 12. Great.
Mhm.
So that's 21, 31, plus 12 is 43 magic damage.
Okay.
That's the first shot. Here's the second one. Second one is probably a hit. That's a 31 to hit.
Hits.
This one is going to be a disarming attack. So he's going to make a DC 20 strength saving throw or lose his weapon.
Believe it or not, this isn't one of his good ones. DC 20, you said.
Yes.
It's just a
Missed
reaction.
it again by just a few. His spear falls to the ground.
Yep. And then that is 16 plus 26 plus 12 is 38.
Is this magic?
This is not magic. Does he still take damage?
He will take half of it.
Half of it. And for the last one, I'm gonna fire one of my Ichor arrows at him.
The demon Ichor.
Yeah. Demon, Ichor, what did I say? Ichor?
Ichor.
Alright, that's gonna hit.
baby language.
Ichor.
And then this one. This one's gonna be a trip attack, DC 20 or he's knocked prone.
Say, strength save?
Strength save, yep.
Yeah, he falls prone.
Okay. That's. And what does the Ichor arrow do?
He needs to make a saving throw.
Okay. I'll do the damage. Does it count as magic at that point?
No.
Okay, so this is, I don't know if it does any different.
He passes his saving throw and nothing happens.
Okay, so that's 14,
What a waste.
24, 36.
And this one was not magic.
I fired an Ichor arrow. I didn't know if that would it could do full damage or not. Other than that, no, I didn't do anything else. Mark off some mastery slots. And that's my turn, I believe. Oh, I'm gonna move the healing spirit with my bonus action. I will send it over to Thaddeus.
Okay.
The guards around Bazith. Yep.
It'll get healed.
This one will go tomorrow. Actually, they have range, so he will actually go here. No, he wants to be within 5 feet, so yeah, he will go there. So that he can stay next to his master, and they will both attack Thaddeus then.
Sure.
With their big old halberds that they have. Ooh, that's cool. An allied team of challenge rating 6 or higher is within 60 feet. They get 3 attacks.
Wow.
Only do a little bit more damage.
But they're not great. So there's a 16.
Misses.
Yep. A 14.
Misses.
And even worse. 17.
Misses.
22.
Shield.
And worse than that. So they all miss. They only get their reactions back. Yako.
Okay, Hyako, I want him to do 2 things. Let me know if I can do both. First thing is I want him to jump over, grab the pitchfork, and throw it across the room.
Okay.
Oh, you mean
It's a large.
the spear?
Yeah. Can he throw it, or does he have to take it and run?
You probably have to take it.
He's gonna take it and run. So he's gonna grab it and he's gonna run basically back to where he came, towards that corner of the room. So and he has 50 feet of movement.
Oh yeah.
So let me just make sure. Yeah. So I don't. If he's allowed to take an attack while he's doing that, he will. If not, then he won't. Like if you let him take a claw attack or something, then he'll do that.
I don't think he could get his pounce, but he could definitely take 1 claw attack.
Okay, so he'll claw one of the minions, or what? Not minion, you know, the little
Yep.
puppies.
Bodyguards.
Masked figures. Yeah. It's not great. That's a.
Below average.
It is below average. Thanks. 17.
That's enough. It
Okay.
hits.
All right. And he does extra damage because they're fiends.
Does he do more than 1 damage?
He will do more than 1 damage. He will do. That is 9 plus 4 is 13.
That is enough to kill one of them. I'll let you take your pick. Which one.
Either one, whichever one.
Let's go for this
That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Yako's turn. Harmony.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna, I guess, move back to the opening. in
Maybe
the-
fireballs come streaking your way.
Oh, that was the held action.
That's cool.
I don't think he can do all 3.
He gets an action, which is his multi-attack.
I thought with
Usually,
held actions it was
We only
just
did one attack.
usually that is it.
Okay. We'll do
Or is
that
that the
then.
way that opportunity attacks work?
No, that's held actions.
We will do it as just 1 now.
You
Probably would
covered.
have done something else. It misses.
Yeah, do I have, okay.
I forgot that that's how they work. Oh well.
So I imagine I like peek my head out. Woo!
Just
Where
joking.
is these guys are probably resistant to fire damage. Oh, but I
But
ignore
ice one.
resistance.
The fireball.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
It's
you
a
do.
fire,
Sorry, what?
so
Fireball boosted in this, so wouldn't it
Well, I don't know.
affect it?
so I'm gonna go. Good one, buddy, and I'm gonna cast a fireball
Okay.
It's like a shield for
on
us.
the horn devil in the back,
Okay.
just at a third normal level.
Is that fireball I just heard?
Because I mean, if they're immune, then they're immune, but it ignores resistance to fire damage.
Does immunity go down to resistance at that point? I thought it did, right?
We had a rule, but I had to spend something, and I can't remember.
You have to spend hit points.
Hit points, not sorcery points.
Nope. If you spend hit points, I think it was equal to the level of the spell.
That's what I remember.
You can turn it into to Hellfire, and then an immunity becomes a resistance, or a resistance becomes non-existent, but that doesn't matter to you anymore anyways.
Yeah. Do I know if these guys are immune to fire?
Roll an Arcana check for what you know about fiends.
Yes.
Take advantage.
Okay. Okay, that is math 22.
Not all fiends are immune to fire damage, but many of them are.
Cool.
Due to the fact of where they live, and then also the constant war with demons who, you know,
Right.
fire.
Cool. So I'll spend those 3 hit points
Okay.
to make it Hellfire.
Then I will actually make a save. And it is a dexterity saving throw.
I believe so.
That's right.
Being grappled doesn't give you disadvantage on dexterity.
Restraining does, I think, right?
Well,
I
you
got
rolled
it.
a natural 20.
Are you serious?
Yep. So he's going to take half
Damage?
Yeah.
So.
Of 8d6.
But only,
Yeah,
only
so-
half, not half of half, because it's not resistible.
Yeah, grappling
No,
does not
right.
induce.
Well, I thought it brings immune down to resistant,
It does,
but then
But then
my
he's got
elemental
resistance. So yeah.
adapt
So he will take
ignores resistance.
he'll take half of this then.
Got it? Okay. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay.
Because you have defeat.
Right.
If you didn't have defeat.
I'm so confused. Okay.
Welcome to my world.
How many? 8d6, I think it was.
For a third level, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And you're gonna have to tell me what it looks like when Harmony uses Hellfire. Ooh.
So I think when I
She's really pissed.
after I okay, hold on. Let me roll first.
you.
4.
This is how a real fireball goes.
Also, ones are 2s.
Good feat.
Which is good because that one I definitely rolled 1-1. That's a 2. Pretty good.
Above average? It's kind of hard for Harmony to roll below average on fire-related things now that he's got that
Yeah,
ones or
it's true.
twos.
32. Am I doing my math correctly? Yeah, 32.
Yep.
So 32 Hellfire damage.
Okay.
So did you hit both of them?
Only that one.
Just the one in the back.
He attacked.
Oh.
Yeah, she was attacking differently.
Because
32
he
you
used to
said?
attack me. 32, yeah. So basically what happens is I peek out, see the fireball coming, duck, then come out, crack my knuckles and say, let me show you what a real fireball looks like. And I send out my Hellfire and it's black fire.
It explodes in a massive radius.
Probably got those icicles back
Yeah.
there.
Yep, next one we're gonna hear.
I hope I duck.
It won't hit you.
Yeah,
it was
you're
centered
fine.
on that guy. So I think
The
you're fine.
icicles explode, the ones that are there, sending shards of glass everywhere. And it looks like that fire does hurt it.
Nice.
Good.
I'm going to come
Oh, but you
to
took half of that.
yes, the left of the opening this time, so I'm still hiding behind just a little bit. Yeah, I'm hiding behind it so the big guy can't throw fireballs at me, but I want line of sight with
Ah,
Thaddeus and all that stuff, so I can spend luck if I have to.
Okay.
Cool.
You're short enough that I'll
Or
forget about you
counter
too,
spell
so
or
it's
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
Thaddeus.
alright.
Oh, I need to hit her.
Oh, I
No, no,
forgot to.
she's down here.
I forgot to roll for
I'm
wild
shooting
magic.
like this.
It does not happen. Right.
Yeah. I can
That
play
was-
short.
This is the row that the ice is in, so she'd have to be
Yeah.
here. That's fine though.
I forgot. They're all seconds. I forgot to roll with advantage, which is good.
So much advantage.
Thaddeus
Oh, she
said,
just healed.
"Oh yeah, yeah," and healing.
Here we go.
Thaddeus says, "Annul the contract."
Oh, 6.
It just says, no, never.
And attacks him again.
Roll it out
Not going to put any juice on this one because I know what's going to happen to it. Let's see. Can I?
It's been one
wait,
turn
let's see.
since the dice were finished.
13 cold damage
Okay.
and 6 radiant.
Hold on, let me check
What's behind door number 1?
Let me check something that is only just
I was transported. It was right there. Exactly where you were.
Yeah, it will hit the bodyguard, and that bodyguard dies.
Okay. That is right. Annul the contract.
No, let's try the price. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I know. There's the deal.
Oh man, these
Oh,
are
okay.
bad rolls.
Yeah.
Those are bad.
Does the 17 hit?
17 against the Ice Devil. Does not. Nope.
Damn.
Your
Roll the-
sword skates against its icy armor.
Yeah. Roll a 5 and a 1.
Is that it for Thaddeus?
Let's see. I haven't used a bonus action. Do I have a bonus action to use? No, that's it for Thaddeus.
Okay, I'm going to take.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going to take Bazith and the. No, you know what? We're at the top of an initiative round. Let's stop there.
Okay.
For the moment, it seems as if you guys have the advantage in the fight. Bazith begins to chant a deep infernal voice. In a deep infernal voice.
Is it a spell?
It's not a spell. Nope. It is magic, but it's not a spell. And he is about to do something. You can sort of feel the infernal power laced in the words. But that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Surely infernal Leighton.
2 more weeks.
I know.
I know.
My screen froze again. Apparently, I'm just making this face.
You should make that the like the picture of the video.
Screenshot.
Yeah.
But he looks like when he's speaking infernal.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, wait.
So,
Can I see your notes real quick?
We're not done yet.
Oh.
I know. I want to.
oh, I was just gonna wrap it up.
Keep going.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who tuned in to watch. Thank you guys for playing. Since I have a busy week next week, I don't think we're playing next week. But we'll be back 2 weeks from now to conclude this fight. It won't be any trouble at all. We'll pick it right back up exactly as it is.
We will remember,
everything.
everything.
That has happened.
Every
Yeah.
detail.
It'll be great. So hope to see you then. Hope you enjoyed yourself tonight watching the video, and we'll see you later. So have a good night. Bye.
Bye.